based on the popular book of the same name. A Spy Among Friends is now streaming on MGM Plus as a miniseries starring Guy Pearce. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the MGM Plus series, A Spy Among Friends. This is, MGM Plus, let's start there, used to be Epix, and now it's MGM Plus. And this is, I guess, one of the first sort of original content shows that they had after the rebrand, because this is a few months old now, but actually it debuted in 2022 across the pond in the UK. So this is technically sort of a late 2022 entry, but for the US audiences, it came out earlier this year, 2023. So we're going to talk about this and my thoughts on it. Before we get to all that, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got a ton of great movie and TV reviews that you can check out here on the channel. I try to post something new just about every day, so a lot to check out, and please consider subscribing down below. Would love to have you aboard there, or like this video, comment on it. I love chatting with you guys in the comments as well. All that stuff does help the channel out. All right, so let's get to this one. A Spy Among Friends. This is an espionage spy thriller. And like I mentioned, Guy Pearce sort of heads up the cast here as Kim Philby. You've also got Damian Lewis as Nicholas Elliott, Anna Maxwell Martin as Lily Thomas as well. So we sort of switch timelines here from the 60s to the 30s, but Nicholas Elliott, who is played by Damian Lewis, is working for the SIS, I should say, which is England's Secret Intelligence Service. He is an officer there, and he is left a mouth agape. He is startled when he learns his close friend and colleague Kim Philby, played by Guy Pearce, has been secretly working as a double agent for the KGB since the 30s. So Elliot interviews him in Beirut, and then we go to the Soviet Union. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, different timelines, different locales. This is not your typical spy thriller. At least it's not, I should say, it's not what I think of when I think of a spy thriller, because I think of something a little bit more thrilling. This is not quite that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, although I think it might be helpful to know that going in, because I thought it ran a bit slow. I enjoyed the character development of that first episode, but because I was, I guess, expecting something a little bit different, something with a little more pizzazz to it, that it left me a little bit cold. But then once I got to episode 2, I was like, okay, now I'm like sort of getting into the pace of this. It's a lot more character focused, a lot more dialogue focused, and really drama focused, as opposed to a lot of big chases and a lot of the big action scenes that I think we as American audiences are kind of accustomed to. Like, this to me reminds me of more British type movies and shows that are like this. Like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is very talky and not as much of the thrilling portion. There was another one I was thinking of too. I can't think of it now, but they have those sort of elements. So whereas American audiences, and listen, maybe this is a telling of how kind of, I don't want to say, dumb, lazy Americans that we are, but, I think a lot of people would rather sort of see, Fast and Furious car chase or something, rather than some kind of, spy talk piece, which is what this is. But once you kind of know that, you sort of like can get, at least for me, sort of get into the groove of the storytelling and the pacing, and in that regard. But I will say the first episode is a little bit much to take in, not just because of what I mentioned, but the sort of going from one timeline to the other, and we're talking about this now, and then we move on. It's a little bit to wrap your head around in that first episode. So, take that or leave it. But then, like I said, once you get into the groove of that second episode, pieces start falling into place a little bit more, and the characters, start developing a little bit more. I do like the character development here, and I like the themes presented and stuff. I will say Guy Pearce is not my favorite. He's never been somebody that I turn to and I'm like, oh, okay, Guy Pearce, he's I want to see this movie because of him. That's never happened. And the things I've seen him in, I think he's all right. That kind of continues here. He's not blowing me away with his Kim Philby, character. Damian Lewis, I am not super familiar with. He was in Band of Brothers, which I have not seen, but he was also in Homeland, which I have not seen. So, some of his most famous stuff I've kind of missed along the way. He did play Steve McQueen in Tarantino's Once Upon a Hollywood, which I love that movie. But not like a super major role. He's not, one of the couple of leads there. But so, I've seen him a little bit, but you may be more familiar with him than I am. I thought he did just fine. For his portion. But yeah, so this is definitely more of a think piece. This is more of a talkie in terms of, when I think spy thriller, right, I'm like on Jason Bourne and that kind of thing. This is not that. So, I don't want you to go in expecting that kind of high speed, energy kind of thing. That's not what this is. But if you like a more, sort of, I don't want to say somber spy thriller, but, something a little more down tempo that's more based on character development, this might be up your alley. For me, I will leave A Spy Among Friends with a B-. And you can stream all 6 episodes now on MGM Plus if you have that platform. All right, thanks for watching. Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.